This is a podcast all about Bears. You either cheering for this team or just pulling your hair. I like to take a minute, just sit right back and tell you how I became the #1 Bears fan.
That boy is Benny Hunter.
Cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. So, Bears fans, the Chicago Bears have dropped to 3-5 after losing to the Dallas Cowboys by a score of 49-29. Let's talk about it. So obviously, I want to talk about the Chicago Bears offense. And the first thing that comes to my mind is the Bears offense, I think, has finally found an identity for themselves. They scored 33 points on Monday night against a pretty decent New England Patriots defense. And then they follow up with a 29-point performance against a very good Dallas Cowboys defense. So I just want to give Luke Getsy, Justin Fields, the Chicago Bears offense, their props. I feel like they played very, very well today. Obviously, there was some plays they left on the field, and we'll talk about it here today on the podcast. But overall, I just want to give the Chicago Bears offense their props because overall, when you score 29 points, you're supposed to win football games. So let's look at some key stats for the Chicago Bears offense in today's game against the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, when you look at Justin Fields, he went 17 for 23, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and once again had 8 rushes for 60 yards and a rushing touchdown. Khalil Herbert, 16 rushes, 99 yards, a rushing touchdown. Darnell Mooney had 5 catches, 70 yards. And then N'Keal Harry caught his first touchdown pass as a Chicago Bear. And then Cole Kmet also had a touchdown catch in the second half. So like I said, offense played pretty well. And once again, when you score 29 points, you were supposed to win football games. I feel like that's one of the most frustrating parts about when your offense scores and you're not able to win football games. But to me personally, obviously, like I said this so many times on the podcast, right? For me personally, it's not about the wins and losses. The question I ask after every single Bears game, did Justin Fields take a step forward today? And I can confidently say, yes, Justin Fields took another step forward today. And you can tell he is getting really comfortable, right, playing quarterback in the NFL, especially with the offense that he is in. Once again, kudos to Luke Getsy about putting him in good situations, rolling him out, design runs, easy throws, right? You could just tell that this Bears offense finally has identity, and it seems like things are finally going in the right direction in terms when you look at the Chicago Bears offense. And once again, obviously, when you look at the Bears offense today, they left some plays on the field. Obviously, a beautiful deep ball from Justin Fields to Velus Jones just clearly dropped it. Fumble by Montgomery that led to the Micah Parsons scoop and score that really, to me, kind of felt like the Bears had the momentum there. We gave the ball right back to the Dallas Cowboys. It was a scoop and score by Micah Parsons. And then, of course, contested ball dropped in the end zone by Equanimeous St. Brown. That was another good ball by Justin Fields. Just a clear drop. Good defense by the Dallas Cowboys, but Equanimeous St. Brown definitely had a chance to come down with that ball, right? So overall, I feel like the Bears offense has finally found their identity, and kudos to Justin Fields, kudos to Luke Getsy, and kudos to the Chicago Bears offense going into Dallas and playing very well against a very good Dallas Cowboys defense. Now, let's move on to the Chicago Bears defense, right? The Bears defense, and I can't believe I'm going to say this because obviously the Bears defense has carried the Bears for years, right? Obviously, the Chicago Bears are known for their nasty, vaunted defense, right? But today, the Chicago Bears defense let the Chicago Bears down, especially the offense. Obviously, like I said, I mentioned earlier in the podcast, when you score 29 points, you should be able to win some football games, right? But that wasn't the case today. Early on, the defense put the Chicago Bears in a very deep hole. I believe we were down 28-7. But, obviously, thank God for Justin Fields. Thank God for the Chicago Bears offense actually showing up and trying to keep us in the game. But every time we would score, obviously the Dallas Cowboys offense would score. But kudos to the Dallas Cowboys offense. Obviously, Dak Prescott played pretty good. He was 21 for 27, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception by Eddie Jackson. And the key to the game was Tony Pollard. Kudos to Tony Pollard. I knew that Tony Pollard was going to be a difficult man to stop, but oh my goodness, Tony Pollard had an excellent game for the Cowboys. 14 rushes for 131 yards and 3 touchdowns. He averaged 9.4 yards per carry. Tony Pollard absolutely dissected the Chicago Bears defense. And on all 3 levels, secondary, defensive line, and linebackers, not one of them played well today, right? It was very inconsistent. They gave up 42 points, which is unacceptable. And Matt Eberflus came out after the game and said, yes, this is unacceptable. We're not supposed to be giving up 42 points, right? So this is a learning curve, hopefully, for the Chicago Bears. Obviously, they have another tough test coming up next Sunday against the Miami Dolphins. They're going against Tyreek Hill, right? Jalen Waddle. So they need to get this thing figured out. But the key to the game was the inability to stop Tony Pollard. So kudos to the Dallas Cowboys offense for executing, but the Chicago Bears defense has to be better as we look to move forward and try to get back in the win column as we play the Miami Dolphins next week at Soldier Field. So once again, the Chicago Bears dropped to 3-5 after losing to the Dallas Cowboys today, 49 to 29. But overall, I am very pleased with the way that the offense played. I'm very pleased with the way that Justin Fields played. I feel like when you look at the offense, I feel like they got 1% better this week, and I'm very pleased as a Bears fan to see that. Before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. What is your guys' reaction to the Bears' 49-29 loss to the Dallas Cowboys? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Make sure you share this episode of Kick on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, I'll be back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Kick on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.